Hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully you can see me and you can hear me and it's all working well. Today is the end of October. I haven't been on live for a few weeks now. I'm just going to double check one thing. Make sure my sound is off. Apologies. I haven't been live for a few weeks now. Life has just been a little bit crazy and we had so much going on with the knitting and stitching show. We've had lots going on in the 77 club, which has been amazing, and loads going on with the boxes and the advent boxes and everything. So I needed to have a little break the last few weeks. So we're back tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to be sharing a little tip or trick of the day. I'd love you to share your take on this as well. So I will be asking you to comment and let me know your thoughts on this. This little tip is actually from my friend Dawn Taylor. I believe her channel is called Tailor Made, so I will pop a link in the description after we're live, or perhaps one of the viewers can pop a link in the comments while I am live. That would be super helpful. Yeah, because this is a little thing that I learned from her. I believe she got it from TikTok or Instagram or something. Dawn, if you're watching, hello. I know that Dawn is back live, I think it's every Monday at 7 p.m. So please do go and watch her. That's over on Facebook. So we've got Sam, we've got Susan, Valerie, Linda, Zoe, C. Lombard, Ettitude, hi, Maggie, Jane, hello, glad you can hear me. Please do pop a comments below in the either in the live chat if you're watching live or in the replay. Let me know where you're watching from as well. You can pop those in the comments if you're watching on the replay. Right, first of all, there's a couple of things to get to and then we'll get into our tip. So first of all, I've done a little bit of a different camera angle today, so I hope you're loving that. I am going to move across to, let me see if I can get my mouse to work. There we go. Right, so first of all, I am just about, if you're in the club, it's actually uploading right now. I'm uploading the tutorial for this little beaut, and this is the Nighway bag. And this is a brand new pattern into the 77 club. It's only available in the club and then it will release into retail in a couple of months. So where are we now? October. It's going to be at least December, if not January, before you can get your hands on this outside of the club. But if you're in the club, you will have had an email about this. This is called the Nighway, and the magic is on the inside because we've got two separate pockets in there, great for toiletries. You can use clear vinyl like I have here, or there is another option which I'll show you. So you can keep everything really nice and separate. The idea being behind this bag is that you can have all your toothpastes and things like that in one pocket, and then maybe your hair accessories and another, makeup and shower stuff. You can keep it all really nice and separate. Nobody likes the hairbrush next to the toothbrush, do they? Let's be honest. And then what I like as well is you can put, if you use a flannel and you're out and about, you can put your flannel in between, and then when it's ready to go, you're not going to get everything sopping wet, and it's a bit of a pain when that happens. So you can fit a ton of stuff in here. It's really quite wide across there. Of course, you can adjust the width, which is what I have done on this version. As you can see, it looks a lot smaller, but that is because it's quite good as well to see the difference between if you're making a bag with a structural fabric like cork and faux leather like I have here, and then this one is just quilting cotton throughout, but I have added the fusible fleece, the H640. It's exactly the same size, if you can believe that. It's just that these ones, the seams pop up. It is bound on the inside, so that helps it pop up. And then the only difference is this is wider, so I've just cut this a bit skinnier in the width. So you can see how different, they do look like they're completely different sizes, but I promise you they're not. Really easy to make it thinner. You're just going to cut your gussets a bit thinner on this version. Just checking your comments, watching from Bracknell. You are very, Esther, you are very up, like very close to me. I am in Camberley, very, very close. Fab Fabric, hello. Above is Dawn Taylor, thank you very much. Zoe says, as it started, I've got a still picture. Hopefully you can see and hear me okay now. Anita, you've managed to get here, hooray. C. Lombard says, love the zips. Let me go across to here. Love the zips, thank you very much. Hi, Stacey. Hi, Anita. Yeah, so let us go back to there. So yes, this is the Naiway. If you're in the club, like I say, the video tutorial for this is uploading as we speak. Probably after the live, I will add the Zoom, not the Zoom link, the YouTube video link into the membership area so you can watch that at your leisure. And I'm excited to see all your Naiways. Right, so let's move these across. And the zips, somebody commented on the zips. These are from the Bag Makers box, from the September Bag Makers box, where we had a lot of, I wouldn't say pastel rainbows, but a bit more pinky rainbows. The November box is going to be going out very soon because, of course, it's nearly November. So that's exciting. And the Advent box, I've got a little bit of something to show you and explain to you about the Advent box. So these arrived today. If you follow my stories, you will have seen these. I've gone a lot larger this time. They were kind of postcard size, they're A5 this time, so I could get a bit more info on the back. I can't show you the back because there is a secret code on the back for everybody who has one of the 12 days of bag making box to get £8 off of any of my digital patterns. So everybody gets that. I've just heard as well that Cherishing Today patterns, I thought she was just offering one pattern. She is offering every single person that buys this box their own pattern. So no matter what, you're going to get 2 patterns as part of the 12 days of bag making box. So Cherishing Today is part of the 12 days of bag making sponsors. There are, I think, 15, 16 different sponsors, different businesses internationally. They're all offering up some kind of goodies. So it might be a discount, it might be a full-on pattern like Cherishing Today, for example. Loads of great businesses. I'm not going to list them all because I know I'm going to miss some out, but I have been sharing them on posts within YouTube and I've been sharing them on my other socials, so you can check that out. And they are of course on the product page. You can find out a bit more about the 12 days of bag making box in the link in the description, but as of, I think we're now down to 14 actually. We are on very low numbers, so if you want one of these, you're going to want to grab it soon because they are selling really fast and I know these are going to sell out. So there's only about 14 left now, and I do ship internationally. With this card here, this is one of my postcards. It's blank on the back. If you are getting one of these boxes and you find, well, everyone's going to find one in their box, but you may find 2. Everyone's going to find one that's going to have, there's 2 codes that are for everybody on the box. I think it's 2 codes. So you will find that. But if you get another postcard, you could be a winner. So that's really exciting. I'm just going to pack up all the boxes and then I'm going to kind of pepper them through. So who knows who the winner is going to be. Okay, so let's see your comments. Katie says, love the Naiway, it's next on my list. Thank you, Katie. Where do you get your coloured vinyl leather look fabric, please? Susan, that is from, if I remember it right, is it this one you're talking about? Whoops, I picked up both. Is it this one you're talking about? This is from Enchanted Fabrics, which I can't remember, I think they're UK. This, what I do is, so I'm not a huge fan of kind of, what do they call it? Like pop culture, prints, things like that. It's very unusual if I'll buy something like that. But a little tip, a little trick is that even if you don't like those fabrics, which you may do, what you can do is they nearly always have coordinating fabrics that go with it. And this one, I thought this, so in this round with Enchanted Fabrics, they had the Muppets and they had Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. And this was the coordinated fabric for the Sally print, which I just absolutely loved. So that's where this is from. I also have made the Walkies bag out of it. I've just frozen, so I'm hoping that's just me and not you guys. Just checking your practically neighbours. Yes, yes, we are. Hi from New Zealand. Hello, hello. Love the bags. Thank you. Sewing whilst watching. Still waiting to see if I can get the bag box. Yeah, Donna, so if you're waiting on the bag box openings, so I do open them at the minute. They're all closed to new members because I'm doing a huge shift onto a whole new website that is busy behind the scenes, and I'm just waiting for this little bit of tech to sync together so that I can open up to new members. So, and if you are a current member, do check your emails if you find one from me at Studio 77, because there will be really important information if you want to stay a member. Okay. Sue says, would be nice for stitchy stuff for a retreat. The Nighway, yes, it would be perfect for that. What is the thread on your machine? A couple of people have asked about that. Thread on the machine. I will tell you in a second. Enchanted are in Blackpool. There you go, Stacey, in the UK. That is one funky, fabulous fabric. Thank you, Anita. In the UK, I couldn't remember. That's it, Linda. You've got it right. They do a swap shop with KA Fabrics. I knew there was something going on where they do a swap. So yeah, that's great. Enchanted Fabrics are in the UK, so definitely check those out. It wasn't gifted to me. I bought this myself last year, I think. No, not last year, but it was definitely a good few months ago. Right, let's get going on to the meat of the live. Let me move over to here. There we go. Let's move a few things around. So somebody asked about the thread on my machine, and I don't have another one. Here we go. Let me pull it across. This is my own thread. It's called Rainbow Remix. So this gives you an idea of things that were previously in the Bag Maker's box. So this was in the last month, together with the webbing that you've just seen on that Nighway bag and the zipper. And it will be available as soon as I can get my new website up and running. So I know that there's a few people after that, so watch this space. And if you're not on the mailing list, then just head over to Studio 77. Actually, I do believe in the description there is a link to my free bag making tips and tricks ebook, and if you join that, you get a free ebook, and then you're automatically on the mailing list. Okay, so like I said, this is a little tip that I learnt from Dawn Taylor. Lovely Dawn Taylor. Just seeing the questions. Hi from Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, Christine. Julie says, order the 12 days box, and I'm so excited. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. I have got a huge amount of packing to do. I have to say, this time last year, I was a little bit more organised and I had started the packing. I'm just waiting on the stickers, and then I can get into full swing. But actually, I quite like the packing, so it's no biggie. Right, I've cut out 2 rectangles here. And I thought we would talk about those pesky corners and different tips and tricks. So while I'm going through the first way to do it, I would love for you to share the way that you sew up or trim back, turn the corners so you get a really nice point. Okay, I'm going to let's on. I have got, let me see if I can take that off. I've got some gaffer tape over my lights on my machine because it was strobing when I did my video. So, which was quite interesting because it hasn't done that before. And when I did my review of this machine, which came out a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that it wasn't an issue, and then of course that's just the way that the world is. As soon as I said that, it was then an issue, which is always super helpful. Right, I'm going to do a smaller stitch length. I have got this like top stitching thread. Let me rejig my machine. You know what? I'm going to come in a smidge closer. There we go. That's a bit better. I just cut across the corners because that's what everyone seems to do. Yep. Yeah, and you know what? That is a tried and tested technique, Linda. So we're going to try a few different ones on this little sample and go through a few ideas. Right, let's get this foot in the right position. Backwards and forwards, as always. Hopefully the machine isn't too loud. I have got a new microphone, so normally it kind of doesn't sound too loud, but I have a feeling it may do today. So apologies in advance if it is super loud. I haven't pinned this, as you can see. And one of the fabrics is interfaced and one isn't. So this is probably also going to be a good example of why we interface fabrics. And we're nearly there. One more stitch. Oh, and while we're talking about tips and tricks, let me finish sewing. I will just mention that, let's go to here. On the 12th of November, I'm back on Sewing Street, which you can watch on YouTube. If you're in the UK, you can watch it during the morning of, I think it's a Sunday, isn't it? Sunday, the 12th of November. Do check that out. Like I say, it'll be here live, not on my channel, but on the Sewing Street channel. What's going on here? Hopefully I'm still live. 1 second. Apologies if it is not. There may be some buffering, so apologies. It's telling me that my stream is poor. I don't know what's going on there. It's always fun. Stream health. Come on, YouTube. Come on, come on. Let's refresh and see if that helps. Hopefully you haven't lost me, and hopefully you're still watching and it's not buffering and annoying you too much. Okay, hopefully machine, the Janome HD9. If you have this machine, then you don't want to use the cutting thread option. Oh no, little fuzzy, but my internet has been playing up all day. Anita, by reducing the stitch length to 2 or 1.8 at the corners makes them stronger than cut across. Love that, Anita. Yeah, that's a fabulous tip. My hubby has just given me a dish of jelly. My tip is you can't eat jelly with a fork. Oh, Susan, that's very, very funny. Right. Yes, so you shouldn't, with the HD9, you shouldn't use, I think I've just realised what's going on with the stream, but hopefully it's okay. You shouldn't use the cutting option with the thicker thread because your machine is not going to like it over time. It's going to wear down the motor, etc. So there's a little tip if you have a HD9. It is kind of annoying, but you know, that's the way it is. So another thing, you know how I said one piece isn't interfaced, so this top one isn't interfaced and the bottom one is. People in the club, my club members, may recognise this fabric because this is from the sew along that we did of the no waste tote that I made my daughter, and she used it and used it every day with hundreds of heavy school bags. So unfortunately it died, but I've salvaged the material. So that's where this fabric is from. Right, so I haven't gone shorter at the corners, but Anita, I absolutely love that tip because that is going to get you a nice smooth corner. Where are we going with my, there we go. That's going to get you a nice smooth corner on the end there. So that's a great tip. Loved that, Anita. I always recommend when you're doing zipper holes, when you're turning it through for your zipper, you should go smaller at the corner. So I don't know why I hadn't thought about that for this. So I'm going to run with that, Anita. Thank you very much. I've just seen there must be a comment I have missed. Oh, Donna, struggling to find interfacing that's not the papery stuff. Okay, yes, you want to go for Valizoline. That's what Hilary has said. Have you tried Valizoline F220, non-woven, and G700 woven? Absolutely, Hilary. Fantastic, thank you. And if you have any of my patterns, Donna, which I believe you do, it has a little bit about the interfacing in there as well. So if you wanted to refer back to that. Okay, so the common way for turning through on your point is to snip. Hopefully you can see that. You're going to snip off the triangle. So what I like to do is kind of do a triangle and then I kind of snip away as well. So you kind of do that. That is the common way, okay? And then we would turn it through. But before we turn it through, I'm going to show you some other little tricks as well. Now, I am going to do, yeah, let's do two. Let's do two. Let's do one like this where you just snip the corner. So we've got just literally a triangle cut off, and then we've got a kind of triangle, and then it's going into like a more deeper triangle. Terrible explanation, but you can see. And then this one, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it. Now this is Dawn Taylor's technique, like I say, I got this from her. Like I say, if you didn't catch it earlier, she is live every Monday at 7 p.m. over on Facebook. I will pop a link to that afterwards to her page. She folds it, so she does not snip. And I believe that you should press it as well, which I'm not going to do because I don't have the iron to hand, if I'm honest. So she folds it once along that seam, and then you fold it again along that other seam, and you would press it. I'm going to hope that a finger press is going to work okay. And then what you do is you turn it through like that. So where we've got a hole, you'd reach through and then you go through. I hope I've remembered this right, Dawn. Just checking your comments. Jenny from So Confident said to do one stitch on the diagonal at the corners, but I always forget. One stitch on the diagonal. Anita says, yes, exactly the way I cut them. So far I've learnt. I'm impressed. I vaguely remember something about sewing a thread into the corner and using that. Oh yes, Donna, let's do that. Let's do that. But let's do this one first. I can always go back and turn it the wrong way out again. So you do that and then you pinch it and then you pull it through, and all going well, let's turn the other corners. And actually it's quite good at the minute that I'm leaving one like uncut. Let's do that. And then you kind of keep it. Let's see if this works. And you can kind of push it out because you've got it lying flat, and with any luck it's going to work, and you can get a nice crisp point corner. Not point, is it? Is it point? I guess it is a point. Look at that. That's pretty good, isn't it? So don't cut off the corners. However, I must admit that is quite bulky, so that is something to bear in mind. Where is my point turner? Now that is a good question, isn't it? Let me see if I can find it. There we go. There's one. This actually was from one of the advent calendars, not my advent calendar. Which one was it? Must have been, was it Prim or Hemline? One of them. I got this in the advent calendar last year. And if you're interested in seeing what the Prim and Hemline, what was the other one? Kylie and the Machine advent calendars are like, and mine, because mine's on there as well. There's a little playlist over on my channel and you can watch me unboxing them. Little spoiler alert, there wasn't too many great things in the Hemline one. I think this might have been Hemline though, I really can't remember. But it has got a really nice sturdy point, and so far I haven't snapped it off. A lot of them I snap off the little points. I need to get a metal one, I think. So this one is, let me just check which corner this one is. This one is the I'm not going to fold it, this is the uncut corner. So let's see if we can get that looking nice, how nice we can get it. What's this one? This one is the corner with it kind of trimmed more at an angle. Let's push that through. And you don't need to have a point turner, I'm just going to say that. For absolute years, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a pokey tool, and I'll show you what I did. What I used to do is get a nice beefy pin. A nice beefy pin, glass-headed pin, and then, you can't do this on faux leather, obviously, and then kind of pull at it carefully with the pin, and you can kind of pull and tweeze. Now, I've just done the exact reason why this isn't a good idea, so I'll show you that. But you can sort of stick the pin in and wiggle it around and get it to kind of get the fibres, because you can stick it obviously into the corner. But, and I don't know if you can see there, it's very easy, let me do it properly, to pull out. Oh, I've missed the thing there. Can you see that? I've pulled out a little thread, which obviously is not so good because you could make a hole. Can't beat a chopstick as a pokey tool. Yeah, chopstick is good. I do like the points though. That point turner is amazing. I have a Dritz one from 1984 and still going. Wowzers. I sometimes cut the corner off and then fold the seams. Amazing. That way should work with thinner fabric, I guess, because the bulkiness is still there. Yes, exactly, Anita. That's how I feel about, which one was it? It's that one, isn't it? The bulkiness is still there, but this one I didn't cut at all, and it's definitely crisper. This is the one I pressed. This is the one I didn't cut at all, just turned it through and tried to kind of push it out. This one is the cutting off the triangle, and there, but I can feel, you probably can't see, you might be able to see on the back, but there is a bit of kind of bulk. And then this one is the triangle and then an angle. Does that make sense? So what we should do now, so that's quite good. I definitely think that, and actually, what if I just put that pin? I have to get a different pin. This one, which is the one that we folded, I reckon if I pulled it like that, I could get an even, yeah, it's even crisper there, which is really nice. It does feel it does feel flat. It doesn't feel like there's any creases or lumps or bumps like the kind of one where I haven't really tried, so to speak. So it's kind of interesting. And I feel like for something like a pillowcase that it doesn't really matter, then that would be totally fine and work really well. Now, let's try, was it Donna who said, yeah, it was Donna. Let's try putting the thread through and then turning that out. I am going to have to do a little bit of unpicking, but, you know, I'm sure you won't mind. Donna says, iron seam open before turning. Oh, that's a good one, Donna. We can't try that, I'm afraid, because I haven't got the iron set up. But please do try it and let us know how you get on in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, you can find a link to that in the description below as well. I used to use a knitting needle, but now have a prim pokey thing. A knitting needle's a good idea. You definitely don't, half of these things you don't need fancy tools. Iron seam open for turning, we've tried that. Would be good for something that's not getting top stitched. Yes, Stacey, yes, exactly. Right, let me unpick this real quick. Let me unpick it on a seam that we haven't done much to. Excuse me. Unpick it on this corner if I can. Quite glad I used that top stitch thread because I can see a little bit more what I'm doing. Right, so then what you do, and I have used this quite a few times. We're in the costume world. Come on. Unpicking whilst live. Brilliant. Right, let me see. My fingers are not working now. Right. Unpick that bit. Of course, I can't rip the stitches because it's really strong top stitch thread. Text 35, so it's tricky to get through. Right, so I've unpicked that. Let me grab a little bit of extra thread. Let me grab something you can see. Got this teal. This is a bit thicker. This is text 45. And this is from Little Stitches Sews. So if you're looking for plain thread, then she is a brilliant one to look at. I believe she does rainbow as well, but it's different. It is different to mine. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I put that net on the top of there. It's not going to work. Right, so then what we need to do is we need to imagine that we're sewing down here like so. Like so, like so, like so. I sometimes used to stick the knitting needle through the fabric and end up with a hole. No, Zoe, that's a nightmare. I use a chopstick or an orphaned double pointed needle. Anita says, I do use the pin as you did, but I tend to pull the fibres and that is frustrating. Exactly, Anita, I'm with you. I'm with you. Right, so we're going towards this corner. I've got a rogue thread there. I think that's from before. Ah, I've dropped my thread. That was inevitable, wasn't it? Keep that safe. Right, so you go to the corner. With your needle down. Then what you do, you get your thread and you need to put it on the outside. So, sorry, you need to put it so that the thread is on, like, facing the outside of the fabric, the right side. And what is annoying is that because I've already stitched this, I can't get in there very well. 1 second. Great time for scissors not to work, isn't it? I love these little snips, but sometimes they're not as sharp as could be. Then what you do is you place your thread between the layers. Again, it's tricky because you know what I'm going to do? Let me just cut this a little bit because we've seen that previous experiment. So it's not the end of the world. So you place it between the layers. Hopefully you can see. Do you know what? Maybe I need to move the camera a little bit. There, that's a bit better, isn't it? A bit more of a close-up. Crochet hook. Oh, that's a good idea. I wouldn't use a wooden one though, because I used to, well, I do still have them, but I have some lovely wooden ones, and I just feel like maybe they would snap. I don't know how she does it, but my mum can unpick very quickly using a pair of scissors and leave no stray threads. Donna, you need to ask her secret, and if we can, you know, get the goss on that. Crochet hook. Right, so then the thread, hopefully you can see, is between on the right side between the layers. Then you need to do 1 stitch so it goes over that thread. Hopefully I've done that. And then lift up my foot a little bit. Have I done that? I need to just check I've done it. I'm kind of doing it. No, I haven't. That's annoying. Because I'm doing it kind of... because I didn't prep this, basically. So I need to catch it with that 1 thread. Let me go back. No, I can't do it if I go backwards. Let me see if I can catch it. Come on. Catch the thread. Catch the thread. And then, not catch the thread. Right, apologies. We need to do this right, or it's not going to work. It's like anything, isn't it? It looks really easy. You know, when you see like the TikToks and everything, it's like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then you try it and you have to try it like 15 times. And by the time you've done it 15 times, you could have done it the original way anyway. Save the time. Oh dear. Anyway, let's see if we can get this going. So move that around there. Place my thread on the corner, because the idea being we need the stitch to catch that thread in its place. Okay, and then we bring the other end of the thread around. Let me see if we can do it this time. You kind of do need it to be in that corner. Oh, I think I've done it. I think I've done it. Yes, I think so. So then, hopefully you can see, I bring the 2 threads around, sandwich it in, and continue on that corner. Oh, that's just a habit to go backwards and forwards. Didn't really need to do that, did I? But never mind. Right, so then what you do is you would cut off that corner again. Hopefully not cutting that thread, that teal thread. Let's see what happens now. Then we're going to open it up as if we're turning it the right way out. And this is good if you've got a long tube or something like that, because then you can pull that. Can you see that? And you can pull it really, so you get a really, really crisp corner. Look at that. It's good, isn't it? So I do remember that from my costume days, and I do quite like that. If you've got something that needs to be super, super sharp, or it's one of those kind of really acute points that's a bit more like that maybe, that is a great technique for that. I'm so pleased that you mentioned that, Donna. Thank you. Hilly says, you did that really well. Thanks, Hilary. My internet has broken. No, Stacey. I've got an automatic unpicker, which is great if I'm particularly angry with the project. What is an automatic unpicker? Is that like a mini shaver? I've seen all the TikToks with the shavers, and I'm just like, by the time you've got the like, what happens if you reach for that little shaver and it's not charged or something? That would just really annoy me. To be honest, sometimes I use a blade as well. You can use a blade to do unpicking, but I don't recommend it too much, because one slip and you're kind of gone. But yeah, so that's a lovely technique, Donna. Thank you so much for sharing that. I am going to go to here and move that away. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm sorry, like I say, I haven't been around for the last few weeks, but we will be back to a bit more of a schedule. I do have a little bit of news in that my daughter's swimming may be taking over a little bit more, and it happens to be on a Thursday night, so I may not be able to go live every Thursday depending on childcare and stuff. So she goes swimming like nearly every night at the minute, so it's not like I can change it to another night, but hopefully I will still be live on here. I will schedule them in, and I will be posting within the Facebook group, etc. on the day, so you can know. So do keep an eye on socials if you're not sure and you want to watch. They're always available on the channel. You just need to click on the lives tab and you can see all the previous lives. Next week is very exciting though, because we have Yvette from Stash Hub, which is an amazing app. I'm really excited to be chatting with her. So we're going to be chatting live on here. Do join us next week, 8 p.m. BST, British Summer Time. Oh, are we changing clocks this weekend? We might be changing clocks. It might be GMT. I don't know why we changed the times. It's so confusing and really annoying. On my phone, right, so I'm just checking. Stacey says on my phone, that's great. Really like the thread tip, but probably I will spend hours trying to catch the blooming thread. Well, like I did, Anita, like you say. Thanks, Susan. Looks like it's purpose made. I often have to use it plugged in when I run out of charge. Yes, okay. Thank you for the tip. I really enjoyed it, and all the best for your daughter. Thank you. That's really nice. Thanks, Hilary. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, everybody. That's really sweet. If you're in the clock, oh, it's no clock change this weekend. Is it the following weekend? 2 becomes 1 on Saturday night. Oh, it is the clock change this weekend. So next week it will be GMT. I know, it's annoying. So I'll see you 8 p.m. next Thursday, right here, same time, same place, but with Yvette. I'm very excited to be doing a double YouTube live. So do join us. We will be talking about her favourite tools that she uses, a little bit about her stash, and of course we'll be talking about her amazing app because it's really cool. So I shall see you here, back here, next weekend. Is there anything else I've forgotten? I don't think so. You can find the links to everything I've talked about in the description below. And have a lovely week. I shall see you all next week, everybody. Bye for now. Bye.